What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to Underground Sports Philadelphia, episode number 505. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios. Nice little week off before, well, as we record this, it is Sunday, so we are in Super Bowl lead-up week. Very exciting stuff. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to get into just some of the Twitter as the guy to my right, if you're watching on YouTube, which you should at youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia, would call it pure nonsense from some of these hating opposing players in the NFL. We're going to talk a little NBA basketball, little association discussion there. And, of course, we got to reminisce. It's 5 years since Super Bowl 52. Got to do that. And then we'll get into just some odds and ends stuff as well, as we always do. But joining me to my right, all the way from the Pitts Cave, the host with the most, the people's champ, Patty Pitts.
What's poppin', y'all? The champ is here, and we're about to talk Super Bowl. And Kyle, when we do get to that 2018 portion of the show, just let me know, because I've came prepared. Came prepared to defend the turf.
We're gonna get into all of that, plus just some fun stuff leading up, because Wednesday is gonna be our anniversary show, last show before we enter year 5, which is wild to think about. But before we get started, make sure you guys follow us on the socials at UndergroundPHI, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI. We're doing a giveaway on our Twitter as well for that new Dewani Jalen Hurts art. It's our pinned tweet on Twitter. It's super easy to enter. We're announcing the winner live on Wednesday night's show, so go get in that thing. We're 6 followers away on Twitter from 3,300. Can we get there before the giveaway ends? Let's do that. 6 more people to enter. Go follow us at UndergroundPHI. Follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and at Pitsy35 on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and KBIZZLE11 on IG. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the podcast feed as well. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. It really does help the show continue to grow, gets more eyes and ears on Underground Sports Philadelphia. We're just a full-blown sports podcast, so we're just on that sports chart. We got the big networks we got to go toe-to-toe with, so the more you subscribe, the more you leave a review. Right now, Pitts, we are on the USA Sports chart. We're the 1,388th podcast there.
All right. Okay. We're baby steps, but we're climbing those steps.
And on the global sports chart, we're at 1,641. Let's keep it going. We're going into the Super Bowl, guys.
We're going in the right
direction.
We're
bringing the best content. We're gonna have fun with this Super Bowl week, anniversary week. We're full-fledged dishing out the Underground Sports Philadelphia Hall of Fame live on Wednesday's show. The candidates who are going to be elected. So a lot of fun stuff coming. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week. Sundays into Mondays. It's been myself and Patty Pitts. And then, obviously, Wednesday night live. And then available on Thursday on YouTube with myself and Matt. We're at 374 subscribers right now on the YouTube. Let's get to 400 before the Super Bowl. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. It's where you get full video episodes, shorts, live streams, original content. You name it, it's on our YouTube channel. Go subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Sooner we get there, the more stuff we can do for you guys. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Big thank you to our sponsors who make this show happen. Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland, and our amazing merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. Guys, seeing people get their shirts, hoodies for the big game.
Coming in the mail. It's coming in the mail.
It looks so nice. It looks so
can't
nice.
Wait to wear it.
Gear up for the big game. If you order right now, while you're listening to this, it should get to you by Sunday, by Big Game Sunday. So go order it. Pitsy got his on the way. It's going to be here this week. He's going to be rocking that bad boy. Get all your Underground Sports Philadelphia merch at phiapparel.co. They are exclusive merch partners. We have our own storefront on their website. And if you want to get the Big Game shirt, just go to the football tab on their website. It's in there. Shirts, hoodies. It is one of the coolest designs I've ever worked on.
I got to give you props.
Me and Tyler from PHI Apparel Company meshed our brains together to bring that to life. It's one of my crown jewels. So go get that thing if you want to support us. Get your podcast merch as well. And use code UNDERGROUND when you check out for 10% off. That's how they know that you're coming from us. That way, you directly and effectively support us as well by getting your merch. So phiapparel.co. Use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any and all merch. Get your Big Game merch. Get your podcast merch. phiapparel.co. Patty Pitts, it's Super Bowl week.
It is Super Bowl week. It's a great time of year. One of my favorite time of years, honestly. It doesn't matter who's playing, to be honest. I love that the Eagles are in it this year because I have some stake in the game. Obviously, other reasons why. But the Super Bowl is just a cultural thing, okay? Like, take this Philly out of it. Eagles in it, Patriots in it. I don't really care at this point. It's one of those events that it doesn't matter if you are a sports fan. You're going to a Super Bowl party. You're doing something for the Super Bowl. Square, like you name it. It's became a reason for people to go and hang out. And especially with how things have been over the past few years, like people need to do shit like this. And the Super Bowl is a great reason for it.
100%. Like, it still blows my mind that the day after the Super Bowl is not a national day off.
It boggles my mind that it's not. And not because it's football. No, it's because for the exact reason I just said. Like, no one, I would say the majority, are not going to bed early on that Sunday. They're out. They're with friends. They're doing something.
They're hosting a party.
They're hosting a party. And the cleanup afterwards doesn't take 5 minutes if you host a Super Bowl party.
Super Bowl Sunday is effectively February's New Year's Eve. It's like New Year's Eve 2.0. Like, everybody gathers for a big old shindig, whether it's at home, out at a bar, out party, whatever it may be. Okay. And then nobody wants to do anything the day after New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, you kind of just recuperate. Day after the Super Bowl is New Year's Day 2.0.
Yeah, I like that comparison. I like it a lot. Because on that Monday, you just want to lay down. You want to watch the news of what you saw that game, what the ads were about that you saw. Like, that's the other thing. Like,
I want to see who's going to no free ads. I want to see who's going to Disney World.
That's the thing. Like, it's became, I really want to know who's going to Disney World. But the thing is, like, it's became so much more than a game of football. And for American culture, I would say, like, we have the, stupid stuff, the stereotypical stuff, but the Super Bowl is something that it's just the melting pot of everything coming together in this country that we do, whether it's an issue people want to bring up and speak about, whether it's just a funny ass commercial featuring Jonah Hill and Robert De Niro. It's it's something like that where it doesn't matter if you like football, if you watch from day one or that day is your first game. Like, you just go and have a good time, and that's what it's about. That's what the Super Bowl is about at the end of the day. I mean, I have my dad telling me, like, yeah, just put a limit on your bets. This is a man who hates betting and is like against it. So for him to be like, yeah, you throw your money on that day, like, it's special. It's a special.
And I think with the Super Bowl too, like, it's so different. If we want to centralize it to the United States alone, it's so different compared to the other major 4 sports.
So different.
Where baseball, hockey, basketball, those championships are series. It's a 7-game series to see who's going to be crowned champion. The Super Bowl and with football, it's one game. It's one moment, 4 quarters. So it makes it so much different in terms of just, I think, the level of energy and why it is such a gathering event and why it is like almost a holiday effectively compared to the other sports, because even if your team loses one of the games in the World Series, the Stanley Cup, or the NBA Finals, there's still 6 more games at maximum to rebound from that. Where the Super Bowl, it's like you got one shot to capitalize on everything. So I think that also adds to it, being like that elevated pomp and circumstance type of event. And then we need that petition. I think we need to figure something out. We've got an Eagles fan running the country right now. Dr. Jill Biden has been at a ton of games. Hey, Doc, let's get this put to the forefront.
I will say, okay, I this will be my only political comment for 2023, hopefully on the airwaves. But the one thing I want to see him do before getting out of office, what if he ratified a bill or something? I don't know the terminology anymore, but to make Super Bowl Monday a nation holiday, like
that's what I'm saying.
Holiday.
That's what I'm saying. It needs to be a holiday.
If he did that, that would be the best thing he could do for his presidency, and where people look back and are like, yeah, we got the Super Bowl. Who was that president? It was Joe Biden? Are we kidding? And you like, I'm not talking about other stuff, but like, that's what you want to remember him by. It's a great PR move on his part.
It's a PR legacy move.
That is a great PR move.
Let's make it happen. But yeah, I think it needs to be a holiday, and it's one of those things too that like nobody wants to go to work the day after the Super Bowl.
God,
nobody wants to do that. Like the game starts at like 6:40, 6:30, around then. Plus you have an extended halftime because of the performance, which let's go. Like, as excited as I am for the game, I'm like here's my excitement for the game, obviously, because the birds. Here's my excitement for the halftime show, because we get Bad Girl Riri back in the spotlight. I love Rihanna. Like, I was too. Like the Eagles put out a great video yesterday to name like your favorite Rihanna songs and everything. They all went with some of the good ones. I think one of the most underrated Rihanna songs and underappreciated Rihanna song, Desperado, is a banger.
Oh, I was gonna say Honda Replay.
Well, that's a classic. Desperado, like, I put that on my drive to the Wings game on Saturday. My goodness, it is a certified banger.
Okay, because we're
getting a live listen here for the people just listening on audio on the podcast. Go watch, pause the audio, go watch on YouTube. Pitts is gonna play Desperado in his ear. When you hear that,
thank you. That's like
when you hear that music hit from Desperado, it is money.
All right. Okay, I like the start.
It's a banger. On such a good album, too. Like, the anti-album for Rihanna is amazing.
Hey!
It's so good.
Dude, what if she... Okay, hear me out. What if everyone thinks she's going to start the halftime show with, like, some... work or, a good... Like, an uppity song, whatever. But what if it's just this black, like the whole stadium goes black, and you get some like ominous red lights and something, and then it's just, the lights are going, whatever, and then it's a solo shot on her, and it's like she's looking like this down, and it's just like the boom, boom, Desperado.
Looks up I'll and lose my mind.
But like it's a bigger pause. It's not like the right into it. It's like a Desperado, boom, boom, and then the crowd goes like,
I'll lose my mind.
And then she goes right into it. Because you don't want to start with like a real uppity song, because you want to save that. You want to build to that. So I think Desperado's a good momentum.
Hook it to my veins.
Yes. And that's going to get the crowd fired up. No matter what side you're on. Winning, losing, tied, losing money, Doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying.
And I mean, when Umbrella starts playing too, good night.
Eh, eh, eh.
Have you seen the video of Tom Holland
Oh,
performing to Umbrella?
1,000 times. 1,000
Iconic.
times.
Iconic.
I can't. Every time that pops up on my algorithm,
You have to
I watch
interact.
at least to the part where he splashes the water.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
Zendaya's even laughing. Like, bro, that's couple
It's so
goals,
good.
man. I want to dress up like a woman and perform for my wife. I don't know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Clip that.
Here's why my thought process as we sit here, a week away from the Super Bowl. I feel like every Super Bowl, like this is such a big moment halftime performance wise, and we'll get into the game as well. But since we're on the Rihanna topic, it's the first time Rihanna's like performing publicly since like 2017.
Yes, when I think this album dropped.
This album came out in 2016, and I think she did a tour for like a year after, or a couple years. Like for all the sakes and purposes, don't quote us here. Maybe 2018, just to encapsulate. Maybe
We'll go that ballpark. It's been a long time.
Do you think? I feel like every Super Bowl there's a guest appearance during performances with other artists who have worked with the actual performers. Like we saw 50 Cent come out last year. With that amazing halftime show.
He fought for that.
Yeah,
he fought for that.
Amazing halftime show there.
Say it. I know where you're going with this. Say it.
Who do you? We'll get it right here. We're gonna make this happen right here. We'll get our official predictions. If this is a big if, because maybe nobody comes out for Rihanna. This is her big grandiose return. If let's do a tier talk. Let's do a top five predictions right here. Brought to you by our friends over at Pickup. You guys can go to playpickup.com. Start playing the hottest headlines in sports. Get your Super Bowl props in over at playpickup.com. It's free to play. Just sign up with your phone number, playpickup.com. Top 5 predictions for guest appearances during the halftime show. Pitts, I'll let you start.
We're going, is it tiers or 5?
Just top 5.
Okay. 5, Drake. Just because of the name factor, I feel like it would be, you could do something with him. He goes into like a little bit of his songs, because I think he's done more than one song with Rihanna.
I'm pretty sure.
So you could start with one, and then you have him go in, him do like 2 songs or 4 or 3, depending on how you want to mix them, and then they go into another song, and then she goes right into her solo thing. I think that'd be unreal. And I mean, Drake at the Super Bowl at this point, I feel like it needs to be done. I am shocked it hasn't been already.
My number 5 is going to be a guest appearance by Calvin Harris. We found
Don't
love.
Show up. Don't back. No, that's not Rihanna. That is not Rihanna. But yes, I would like Calvin Harris because he does a song with her.
Yeah, We Found Love.
Oh,
Calvin Harris being there as a guest DJ, like I think Calvin Harris is a big time power move. Because he's not going to take away from Rihanna's performance either. Pitch your number 4.
My number 4. I'm just gonna. I want to save him for 1, so I'm not gonna use who I really think.
I have number 1 too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same person though.
I don't know either. It might be. I'm gonna go. I'll say just. I don't know why. Lil Wayne. That's a personal one. I want to see Lil Wayne out of nowhere. Just like, why not? He plays Uproar. Rihanna does some backup vocals. I think it would get the crowd going. So.
My number 4 is going to be, as I scroll through, just
I just had to go.
Here.
I was trying to do this on the fly. You can't, Pitts. Just have it. Flipped influences.
I'm going to say, because they do have a song from the Anti album, and she's on top of the mountain right now in terms of popularity and everything. I'm gonna say my number 4 is gonna be SZA.
Okay, all right.
She's got a big tour, everything going on right now. Like she's hitting like her stride as like a solo artist and everything, in like the main spotlight of popularity. I've been a big SZA fan for years, so I'm gonna say SZA is my number 4.
Okay, this is just to get the people talking. Kanye.
Oh Lord.
Imagine Kanye comes out in like whatever he's doing right now, and then he starts out with all the lights, and you'll get some reactions, whatever. But then hear me out, okay? Um, they're singing their song, and then out of nowhere, who's playing a nice guitar? It's Paul McCartney. 4 5 seconds from wildin'. That would just. I feel like Paul McCartney can really take the edge off of the Kanye West heat. That it's like, okay, they all came together for this beautiful moment. That's not.
So my number 3 is Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I think it's very similar to who was it that played drums last year?
Travis Barker?
No, during the Super Bowl performance. I forget who it was. Oh God, why am I blanking on it? It's Silk Sonic. It's Bruno Mars and I'll figure it out in a moment.
Okay.
But Paul McCartney, because again, like yes, Paul McCartney's a massive icon, but him just playing the guitar and everything, I don't think would take away from a performance from Rihanna, and it would just be a fun like guest appearance there.
Yes.
So I'm going to say Paul McCartney for my number 3. Oh, Anderson .Paak is who I'm thinking of.
Yes,
he was playing drums
awesome.
last year.
I love Anderson .Paak. Okay, yes.
It just came to me in a vision. I don't know how, but
my 2, I'm gonna go with the nostalgia factor. It was between 2 guys. It was between Kendrick Lamar, but I'm gonna bump him to the side. T.I., bro. Imagine if T.I. comes out and they just do "Live Your Life."
Good night.
Dude, the crowd, that would be such a nostalgia.
Also, to play into you, like, not including Kendrick, he was in the halftime performance last year, so I don't know if they would double
he would
up
do it
again.
There you go. So, all right, that's how. See, I know things.
Because I was thinking of that. I was like, I don't know if they would, like, bring back.
He was in last year. They wouldn't do it. So, yeah, it's T.I.
My number 2 is your number 5. I'm going to go Drake. Because Drake loves the spotlight. And I think Rihanna and Drake have some absolute bangers together. And if they were able to perform them live at the Super Bowl, it would break the internet. If the moment Drake comes out on stage to perform with Rihanna, it breaks the internet.
It would break the internet.
Already more so than Rihanna breaking the internet alone by herself by performing at the Super Bowl.
Exactly. It was just, you want to break the internet at the Super Bowl.
Pitch your number 1.
I think we can say it together. I think we all know who it is.
I'll do a 3, 2, 1, and we'll say it at the same time.
Okay. 2, 1.
DJ
Meek
Khaled.
Oh, I it's not catching him. Whoops.
Oh, it's incredible. I love your pick, though. I think that would be great since the birds are there.
That's why I feel like, but I think it just, I don't know. They have a song together, right?
Do they?
I don't know. If they don't have a song together, then I really am just drinking too
Let's
much
see.
Kool-Aid. But
Yeah, I don't know.
no, I looked up Rihanna Meek Mill and it went to cheating and sex scandals. So I don't think the song would be that far in the Google pages. So no, they don't. But yeah, DJ, you know what? No, fuck it, Meek Mill. I'm still.
Yeah, I don't hate that as a guest appearance. Because I mean, Rihanna Wild Thoughts is a banger with that Carlos Santana, feature. Oh, also honorable mention from me. I'll give a couple honorable mentions. I think Meek is a good one, but honorable mention Bryson Tiller. He's on the Wild Thoughts song with Rihanna. I think
Okay.
that's a solid honorable mention there. And then also honorable mention. Where was it? Jay-Z.
We gonna run this town
Run
tonight.
This Town, Umbrella.
Dude, that would be Rihanna's perfect for the Super Bowl.
I'm
Perfect.
so excited, dude. I've seen Rihanna perform live too. Like
Oh, you have?
one of the best performances at a show. I saw her at Made in America in 2016. Yeah. One of the best live performers I have ever seen in my entire life. She is phenomenal.
Interesting.
Love
Okay.
Rihanna.
Let's go. That makes me a little happy.
Yeah,
Happy we
I'm
got
I'm
this done.
so pumped. Halftime show is always great.
Great.
I don't know how. Like last year was a big disappointment for me, and I think the last couple of years for the Super Bowl has been a disappointment for me. The commercials have not lived up to the hype that they used to.
They're not that good. The commercials are just not that good. They're very preachy, and you can't. You have to have that in there because that's part of the mix. But it can't dominate. The commercials should be quick witted, or a good action shot or something. They shouldn't all dominate that because then it's just like you're losing interest there. There needs to be at least a consistent interest, and people want stupid comedy.
Yeah,
Like Doritos commercials are legendary.
100%. And before we keep talking about commercials, we got a commercial of
We
our
want
own.
ourselves.
You can stay energized for the Super Bowl this year with our friends over at W Energy, our newest partner. W Energy, guys, they are clean, jitterless, crash-free energy. Pitts, I have a tub of the Dragonade on the way that will be here
Ooh,
Wednesday.
let's
So I'll have
go.
my Dragonade ready to go for Super Bowl 57, the big game. Don't sue us. They now, yeah. Dubby's now got their starter pack shaker cup back in stock. It now includes Dragonade and the Beach and Peach flavor. So go check that out. But why Dubby, guys? Why are you see all this stuff about energy and everything? It's no. Dubby's going to war on big energy, ladies and gentlemen. We're going hoorah. W was tired of big energy favoring profit over quality and making energy drinks loaded with jitters, maltodextrin filler, artificial colors and dyes, sugars, and other BS. Take a peek yourself at the nutrition labels. They grew upset with these type of energy drinks and decided to wage the war on big energy by releasing their own energy drinks, which are cleaner and jitter and crash free. Here's to paving the road for a better future for energy drinks where the status quo is no longer profits greater than quality, where quality matters, and where energy drinks don't get a bad rap for being unhealthy and harmful to consume. The big thing with W is that they have that patented neurofactor in their formula. Neurofactor is it increases brain function and cognitive brain performance by 143%.
All right.
Done in clinical study, which is BDNF, which is brain derived neurotrophic factor. Neurofactor, right there. It's a patented all natural ingredient derived from the whole fruit of coffee, Arabica coffee plant. It enhances the production of a powerful protein in the brain called the BDNF, and in a clinical study, Neurofactor increased BDNF by 143%. So go to w.gg. Stack up, guys. They've got amazing flavors. The Big Energy Tears, which is the blue raspberry flavor. Dragonade. Unfortunately, Dub Sludge is sold out right now, which is the Granny Smith apple and secret sauce. But they got the Passion Joy Tea,
Secrets out.
Beach and Peach, And they also have their Hydro Hydration caffeine-free flavor, which is Monkey Madness, which is strawberry banana flavor. They've got the new Black Widow shaker. And I saw Pitts, they were advertising when they went to one of their warehouses. They found some old, out-of-production shaker cups that if you ordered and you put it in the note, you might end up with it. So I put that in my note with my thing. I might have one with a monkey on it. It looked pretty cool. It's like the Dubby mascot face, just a monkey. They were teasing one the other day. It looked like a panda as well. Looked pretty sweet.
I was the niftiest of all pandas on Xbox. Let's go.
We Pitts and I have both tried Dubby, and we are both
I love it.
in love with it. So go to dubby.gg, use code Underground, you get 10% off. It's an effective way to support everything we're doing here. So go get your Dubby and clean up your energy drink use. Do it the natural way with our friends over at Dubby. We both have to agree, Pitts, though. No free ads here, but the whole M&M's thing that took the internet by storm a couple weeks ago, that has to be a Super Bowl campaign, right?
Yes. Okay. And here's some little evidence or proof to back that up. I saw a commercial last night about, or I don't know if it was a commercial, my dad watching the news, but they were talking about it. The blue M&M is like looking for work or something. Like they were doing something with the blue M&M and how he no longer is on the campaign trail or something like that. Like they're doing something with that. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, let's go. But now that you say that, that makes so much sense that you would do something like that and then kind of, sporadically place the different M&Ms in certain ads where they're looking for work or they're trying to do something, because get all in your feels or whatever you want about what's going on with it now and why they did it. But there's some things in life that are just staples. They just need to be because of our culture, just how we are. And the M&M personified is one of that. Like when I think of M&Ms, it's the candy that's delicious, but I think of J.H. Howard, him being the yellow M&M, and the red M&M, and they walk in on Santa Claus, and even Santa Claus, holy shit, they're real. It's just stuff like that is ingrained in, that's part of who we are, and to take it away fully like that, it has to be a work.
You also don't include in your press release that Maya Rudolph is now your spokesperson if you're not going in on a Super Bowl commercial. You don't just announce Maya Rudolph, the superstar stature that she is, if you're not doing some sort of Super Bowl
absolutely agree
nonsense, as you would say.
Because if it was real, why are you citing a famous actress who's well respected, well known? Wouldn't that be this person from this background and this public relations agency and whatnot and human something, that would be who you would put. So to go that direction, the words, is the piece are starting to be put together.
Yeah. I always feel too, the first Super Bowl commercial is either always a car or beer.
Do you want to place a bet on what the first ad will be?
We want to borrow this from the Get in the Hole podcast, a little beer money.
Beer money!
I say we do it. Beer money. Beer money Super Bowl props.
That's my thing too.
It's brought to you by our friends over at Kenwood Beer. Guys, you got to stock up on Kenny's for the big game. Kenwood also available in the Wells Fargo Center now, and the Sixers are, I believe, 12-3 since Kenwood's been in the Wells Fargo Center. It's the Kenny factor. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the all-new and improved Kenny tracker to see who's got it on tap in the Philadelphia area for the big game. Go stack up at your local liquor store. You got to be 21 or older to do so, and, of course, please drink responsibly. So we'll do it this way. So beer money on Get in the Hole. Go listen to the Get in the Hole podcast with Stephen McAvoy, Jake Dippold. The way they do it, it's obviously broken down by, the finishes for golfers and everything. Top 20, top 10, all that kind of stuff. How do we want to break this down? as
Okay.
just a. Do we want to do it by like appearance by quarter? Like we'll
Yes.
do like this will be a first half, a first quarter,
Yeah. Let's do.
first round
Let's
of
do.
commercials. Like,
Yes. First round versus second round commercials, and then
all right, so we'll start with the back half. It'll be a towards the end of the
we'll
game
start with the back nine.
commercial, and this is not going to include you know Super Bowl DVD merchandise stuff either. Like that's out of the question.
No, you don't
So
manifest that shit in day.
your second half commercial, what company is it going to be? This is no free ads too, by the way.
No, don't you? No. Second half, I feel like we'll get like a Kia, maybe like a not a bigger name because those are going to be for the first half. But I think Kia, maybe. Oh no, I'll go
I
Ford.
like
That'll
that.
be my dark horse. That Kia and Ford for the cars in the second half.
So we can just say car.
Car.
Just go generic with it for the back half. I'm going to say back half. We're gonna get a back half movie trailer. I think that is gonna be my second half
Okay.
commercial. It's gonna be some sort of big movie. There's rumors like Disney's got like potentially like 6 trailers they're gonna be showcasing during the
Really?
Super Bowl, which is massive. We're gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We're gonna get the another Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania commercial trailer. We're getting the Elemental animated movie that they have coming out, The Little Mermaid, and potentially one for the Marvels as well, which is kind of surprising to me. But
That
we
is.
talked a little bit about that on Streamer Season, which you can go listen to as well. But I'm
Do
going
you
to say
think we
movie
get,
trailer.
do you think we'd get a WrestleMania one in the second half?
Is Wrestle
Go, hold
is
on.
it on Fox?
SmackDown is on Fox.
Okay.
Where that was my other question is if it
Super
was on
Bowl's on Fox
NBC.
this year.
Okay, then maybe not because I feel that if it was on NBC, we'd get a Peacock commercial, and then it would. That's where WrestleMania is going to be. So I feel like we get there. But if it's on Fox, then like I don't know, maybe SmackDown. But like that's like a $5 bet that you like the odds.
You're let's say going into halftime commercial.
Going into halftime, I think we'll get a nice Budweiser Clydesdale. I think that's a staple. With the amount of just companies, big names out right now for the popular factor, they're going to dominate that first half realm. So going into half, it's like where are the Clydesdales like Bud Light we've seen and all those, but what about Budweiser? What about those Clydesdales and the dog? I think we're going to see one of those.
Going into halftime, my guess is going to be we get an Apple Music commercial.
Yeah, that's
Because the halftime show this year is sponsored by Apple Music. It's no longer Pepsi. So I'm
nope.
going to
Yeah,
say
I
Apple
would
Music.
bet my money then. Yeah, that makes sense. That's right.
Let's say now, end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter.
Doritos. It's screaming Doritos at me because, and this is where why Doritos. I go to Tedeschi's 7-Eleven, whatever you want to call it. I would say religiously every day. And when I go, I always see a different bag of Doritos. Like it's like yesterday there was tangy ranch. Today there was like a sweet and sour one. There's there's just stuff like that, like the Cool Ranch purple bag. Like they're putting out too many flavors right now, and I'm not seeing it on any of my algorithms in the streaming services. So what's the perfect time to save all that money up for that ad? It's a Doritos of different flavors, and then you make it into like, yeah, I like this flavor, I like this flavor, whatever.
I'm going to say my end of quarter one is going to be a car.
Oh, you're gonna go car here.
I'm going to go car there. Just feels like the apropos time to shove a car right in our face. Um, let's say the next one here. Um, let's
First one.
do. Yeah,
First.
let's actually do like a gimme commercial because they do a gimme pick on beer money. A gimme commercial, like the one brand that you know is going to have a commercial.
Lay's. It's gonna be Lay's and Pepsi. I mean, Jerome Bettis, Eli Manning are on their way to the Super Bowl with Grandpa Terry strapped onto the roof. I need to see. They need to, I would say, end that saga of the commercial as early as possible, so that you can be like, we made it to the game. And I feel like we need a payoff of Terry getting launched off that truck into a seat, because there's nothing more I need on my screen than Terry Bradshaw in a Super Bowl commercial.
My gimme, it's the easiest one. I can hear the fucking music in my ears right now. It's DraftKings.
Yeah, you're gonna see so many. It's DraftKings.
DraftKings is going to have a plethora of commercials. I'm gonna go DraftKings.
Do you think DraftKings has the most?
Ooh, they'll be top 5 for sure. Maybe even top 3.
I would go Bud Light has the most.
Okay. And then your pick for first commercial.
First commercial, Bud Light. It's everyone. Like I know I get called white trash for it being my favorite beer, but I don't fucking care. And
Besides Kenwood.
Besides Kenwood, obviously. I'm sorry. It's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. Everywhere you go, Bud Light this, Bud Light that around here. I'm sorry. It's gonna be Bud Light.
Man. First commercial. Because I want to go different than you, so we have different pick. I don't hate the Bud Light choice there.
Right off the bat.
I
mean, there's a polar bear that we haven't talked about.
That's there too. But I think the NFL's with Pepsi, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Oh, could we do like a first one? Would it be like a?
I'm gonna say first one is Ford. It's gonna be like the Ford F-150.
Are we going to see any crypto commercials?
I hope to God not.
Are we going to see any of that nonsense?
I certainly hope not.
But it's your favorite.
Because the one last year was the most overhyped thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it got
Terrible.
a lot of people sued. It got a lot of people sued.
Terrible.
Oh, do you think we get like a Netflix or Hulu? Hulu is a sneaky dark horse for
it'll probably be Disney Plus Hulu because it's Fox. Because Disney owns Fox.
And Disney owns Hulu with their bundle. And they'll advertise that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Especially with all this stuff that Disney's planning to advertise.
Oh my god.
Movie trailers and then with shows coming out on Disney Plus over the next month, like The Mandalorian. We might get a Mandalorian trailer, or like a teaser type of thing since we got a trailer already. But yeah, so you're going second half commercial car. I'm going movie trailer. You've got into halftime the Budweiser Clydesdales. I've got Apple Music. End of quarter one, you got Doritos. I've got a car. Your gimme pick is Lay's. Mine is DraftKings. And then the first commercial, you got Bud Light, which I think might be it. And I'm going Ford.
All right. I might have to reback these. I need the list of this for when I watch this with the high school peeps, because I just want to be like, yep, nailed it.
We'll put graphics out too for these and our Rihanna stuff as well. But yeah, I don't hate that. We'll keep track of those. The Eagles had a phenomenal send-off party today at the Link too. So many people there. Howie Roseman flexing with the Super Bowl 52 ring on. You would have thought a game was going on
That's
with how many people
incredible.
were
Dude.
there. It
I
was
love
awesome.
shit like that. I fucking love shit like that. That you guys get so like hyped as that. I mean, because you know what it is. I would expect nothing less for the Patriots fan base to do that. So to see because I feel like strongest fan bases in the league, Eagles, Patriots, a couple other ones out west, Chiefs, obviously. But I mean, to see that as a send off, and that makes you as a player want to play harder, and to see that that's the other side of it. And to have that, I mean, that's the best way you could possibly go off the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like just so you could watch it live on the Eagles YouTube channel as well.
Smart, very
Super
smart
cool stuff.
stream.
But yeah, I mean, the Super Bowl is right around the corner. We're obviously going to be talking all about it on Wednesdays. That'll be our last show before the Super Bowl. We got some fun stuff planned there as well for Wednesday's show. But Pitts, it's been 5 years since our teams duked it out in round 2 of Patriots Eagles.
Yeah, no, we're gonna.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but
if we're doing this,
no, I have to. I'm gonna be all. I'm as you know, when I step foot in the underground, go Birds, go Phils, everything. However, but when we start talking about my squad in the fashion that it is, I cannot let.
if we're going for the dramatics,
No, that's the thing, and Patty Pitts is all about dramatics. I was meant for Hollywood. I've actually had producers tell me that I was made for Hollywood, but why I'm not out there right now is because at heart, I am a masshole. I am a proud masshole, a proud member and champion of Patriot Nation. And come on, no, I'm not. Yeah, and this is actually the jersey I wore the night that Nick Foles beat Tom Brady. In one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history. So there's my little compliment for you. There you go. It was the great one of the greatest underdogs.
We both agree. We've talked about this off pod, on pod. Super Bowl 52 is the best Super Bowl of the last 5 years.
Yeah, I would say the
easily.
Only best Super Bowl in the whatever would be the Seahawks one, but the Patriots won. Like, even though they lost, that game was so good, so back and forth. I mean, Nick Foles and Tom Brady trading touchdowns. I think they both threw for over 500 yards.
I know Tom did. I don't remember.
I also only know he just did right off the top of my head because
Tom broke the record.
Yes, he did.
Which is 505.
Oh, so maybe like Nick Foles for like 490 something.
Let's see. Pull this up here. Super Bowl 52.
I mean, there was just so many plays that he made. That was incredible. Super Bowl.
Nick Foles threw for 373 and 3 touchdowns.
All right, so there you
Brady
go.
threw for 505 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, that goes right with my point of you can throw all the yards you want. It doesn't matter for the victory. And I want to say that this goes with the Tom Brady mantra of whenever he is on the field, you just never think the game is over. And even when he fumbled, with Brandon Graham, right? I'm remembering that correctly. Brandon Graham was the one who stripped it from Tom Brady. After he fumbled it, Big Ben and I still were like, no, this game isn't over. They still got it. Like, don't worry. And the thing is, it wasn't just us, the Patriot fans there. Like, we were with Jets fans. We were with, other teams fans that were like, this is over. Eagles won. Good for them, all that. And Ben Iverson, like, no, this is not over. We got it. And it was that denial, that first stage of grief where you're in denial that it's not over. It can't be over. And then I had to drive my friend home in the pouring rain. And that's when, acceptance and all those stages come in as I hit my deep soft playlist, which, bro, I got to send you that. If you ever want to get in your feels, this playlist will just it'll get you there. It will get you there. And honestly, I know obviously Philly podcast, so I want to go too into Patriot stuff, but I will say that from that intro, okay, from when they were introduced, the teams and everything, when Crazy Train
losing.
Yeah, that's kind of the point I'm making is that, Crazy Train coming out, that's that, evil empire, Patriots, Aussie, dark. But when dreams and nightmares hit and that team ran out on the field, I got a chill that was very reminiscent of when I was at the Frozen Four and North Dakota mollywopped Quinnipiac. It's one of those where like it's something that from the opposing team, either the fans, it's something of their culture that they do where it's like a haka, you know what I mean? Like a war thing where like they're ready and it. It was when they stepped on that field and dreams and nightmares said, "What this game is not going to go our way. This is not going to be one of those Tom Brady classics. I just this is a bad feeling."
I mean, Lane Johnson holding Jason Peters' jersey as they run out too,
Yeah,
and like
dude,
the underdog mentality that the Eagles had that year with everybody getting injured. It was just next man up. As soon as dreams and nightmares hit, I was ready to run through a fucking brick wall.
I don't blame. I low key was if I wasn't a Patriots fan. It was really eerie.
They ran out on the field and they're just dancing at midfield. Like the energy and the vibe that team had was just unmatched, and like as special as this Eagles team has been too. Like they are their own chapter in Eagles history. Like
yeah. Oh yeah.
the fact that 2017 Eagles team was the first to get the job done and win a Super Bowl is like the definition of Philadelphia sports. Like you
really
had the underdog mentality. You had a backup starting left tackle. Obviously, Nick Foles starting in the Super Bowl. Like the leading receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles was an undrafted free agent running back from South Jersey, Corey Clement. Corey Clement was our leading receiver in the Super Bowl.
Are you
at 100
serious?
yards in the Super Bowl. Like
I didn't know that.
LeGarrette Blount coming in as a late free agent signing early in the season to be a guy for this team. Like Jay Ajayi, like traded for him. It's Nelson Aguilar having the game of his life in the Super Bowl. 84 yards on 9 receptions. Alshon Jeffrey with the touchdown that he had. Zach Ertz scores the touchdown. Nick Foles with the Philly special. Like, it is the true epitome.
Touchdown.
It was
Zach
a
Ertz's
touchdown.
touchdown.
It was a touchdown, pal.
I
I mean,
we'll be respectful in the underground.
Brandon Graham being the one to take down Tom Brady, where Brandon Graham was the most doubted and like underappreciated Eagles player, I think, up until that moment. Like Brandon Graham was drafted in 2010. The Eagles moved up in the draft. Everybody thought it was going to be for Earl Thomas because Brian Dawkins had just left to go to the Broncos. We needed that new replacement safety, and the Eagles drafted Brandon Graham. And everybody was like, why are we drafting this guy? Earl Thomas was right there, blah, 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 blah. And then Brandon Graham has been here since 2010, has gone through. He's on his 4th head coach this year. He was with Andy Reid, Chip Kelly. He was with Doug Peterson, and now he's with Nick Sirianni. Like, he went through the defensive changes with Chip Kelly going to a 3-4 and it not suiting his skill sets. Sticks around with Doug Peterson and turns into a franchise icon who I'd be shocked at the end of his career, number 55 is not hanging from the rafters at Lincoln Financial Field. And now he's in this Nick Sirianni defense this year, going back to the Super Bowl as a team leader, a team captain, a year removed from a ruptured Achilles, and had a career year. At the age of 34, gets his first double-digit sack season. Like, Brandon Graham being the one to kind of slay the dragon of Eagles teams past from losing Super Bowl 39 and bringing it home was like the true epitome of like, this was the team that was meant to do it.
And that's what I love about sports is that it's storytelling that is spontaneous. There's no script, okay, for all intents and purposes. It's a Brandon Graham moment like that, and I didn't know any of that. So to hear that about him, and he's the one who sacked Brady, I mean, that's just so poetic. And tell me sports are, how can you get romantic about sports? Stuff like that. And for him to go back, I mean, I like, it's just a good, like, I don't know. It's
and it's cool too, like going even further back, like Brady was a Michigan guy, Brandon Graham was a Michigan guy, so it was Michigan on Michigan crime. Like, it's very
Yeah.
fun there. But like it's wild. Like, in sports, the biggest like core four that gets talked about is the New York Yankees. When it was Jeter, A-Rod, Pettit, and Posada. The Eagles have a core four on this team right now, and it's built in the trenches. Like, that's how you win. You look at the teams that are successful right now. They have phenomenal offensive and defensive lines. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Chiefs. But the Eagles have a core four that were drafted at the start of the 2010s. Brandon Graham in 2010, Jason Kelsey in 2011, Fletcher Cox in 2012, and Lane Johnson in 2013. Those are the four guys, along with Jake Elliott and Rick Lovato, who were starters on the Super Bowl team that are left.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
cool
wild.
that like those guys got to experience it as a first in 2017, and now they're the guys leading this team to like take them. Like, I think it's so valuable. Like, yes, the Chiefs have been there. They've done it with this, most of this iteration of the Chiefs. But I
Yes,
think with this Eagles team, having those four, especially with BG, with Kelsey, with Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox, who have done the media day stuff, have gone through, the bells and whistles of Super
you
Bowl
need
week,
that. You
to
absolutely
help
need that.
guide this team. Those four to be the ones to do it, I think is so valuable.
It is valuable because that's the other element of the Super Bowl that's not on the fan side. It's the player side that we just reap the benefits from getting to see them talk and what they say to the media. But that's an art in itself. In the small experience I had with college athletics, I can't even imagine the amount of press at these Super Bowl media days, and it's really tough for a player to navigate that because all they want to do is get that quote. They want to get that player who makes a Joe Namath comment to guarantee that win, to put them on the spotlight and all that. And that's the other game that they have to play, is really just enjoying that moment and being a kid without being a cocky kid. Just being very grateful, blessed for the opportunity, and making that show through your interviews and stuff, not trying to go out there and say we're the best team and all this. Just honestly take it as a player. That's what it's for. And to have veterans that can talk to these guys and prep them for it and guide them through it so they don't make an ass themselves is critical. It's crucial. So, and no better for to do it for the Eagles from an outside perspective, at least here.
And I do got to give props to friend of the program, one of our guys, our boy Gio. He's got a media credential for his
No,
podcast, and he's
dude,
going to
that's
be at the
awesome.
Super Bowl. He's
Yes.
going to the game. His podcast is going to be credentialed. So I'm very pumped for him. Shout out to Gio. Excited
That's
to see all the
awesome.
content he's going to have coming out of Arizona.
Really
During the game and everything.
Mhm.
Nobody deserves it more.
No.
But yeah, I mean, Super Bowl Media Week is always fun too. Like, you get like, I think one of the best all time Super Bowl Media Week interviews was Alshon Jeffrey in Super Bowl 52. Do you remember that interview where he's sitting with the guy and he's like, "This shit is terrible." He's got his sunglasses on. And
Oh
then
yeah.
asked
He
him
was
about the
not-
weather. He's like, "We're playing inside. I don't care about the outside." It's one of the best interviews. Fletcher Cox with the luchador mask.
Oh geez. Yeah, I gotta go back and rewatch this thing because I don't remember any of the media day stuff from.
Like, I'm gonna try to find the Alshon clip because
Well, I mean, that's a blast from the past of a name I haven't heard in a while, in Alshon Jeffrey.
here we go.
But that was yeah, okay. What is?
I'm gonna grab this. But I mean, Super Bowl Media Day is always fun too because you just see like the weirdest of the weird media members as well.
Oh, you get just everyone. And back to the culture thing, how it's not just sports media, it's entertainment, it's obviously news, but you have like these outlets that find a twist on the Super Bowl that they can put for their own. And I like find another event like that. Really find another event because you can't find it. It's really special.
Yeah, I mean, you get the wackiest of the whack, and it's gonna be
Guillermo.
yeah,
I love seeing Guillermo at the Super Bowl.
it's so funny. And I mean, you look at the just the theatrics of it all and just trying to stay focused if you're playing in the game is wild. I think I have the video here so I can play it.
Well, let's go.
Let's go into here. But also, you got the haters from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Julian Love on Good Morning Football this week with a total clown move, saying that Nick Sirianni's got the easiest job in football. He doesn't do anything to make the team better. Buddy, can you tell me when the New York Giants play this week? Oh, that's right. You're sitting at home on your couch. And I love Brandon Graham's response that everyone's got something to say from the couch.
That's a great line.
And then Brandon Ayuk today quoted
dude.
saying the 49ers were the best team in the NFL this year. Sorry, the best team in the NFL doesn't lose to the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, okay. I'm all about shit talking, as we know, but you can't say the best team.
It's easy to say all this shit when you're eliminated. It's giving 2018 Alvin Kamara sore loser vibes when Alvin Kamara said if the Saints would have beat the Vikings, they would have beaten the Eagles and gone to the Super Bowl. Nobody. The quote from Chris Long is, anybody could have gotten it that night. Anybody. It didn't matter who it was. Anybody could have gotten it that night of the NFC Championship game. But here's the Alshon interview.
We were talking to Lane earlier, and he said that he and the team and everybody's trying to keep this as normal of a week as possible, but this is anything but normal. How much fun is this, and how much are you enjoying this experience so far?
Honestly, I think this is terrible doing all this. I think that we could have stayed in Philly and come on Friday or Saturday.
Then you wouldn't get to see Timberlake and all the other celebrities here. It's part of the experience, right?
He a normal person. He bleed just like I bleed. He go through feelings just like I. So, I mean, he's a celebrity to you. I mean, hats off to him. I listen to his music. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, great artist. But I'm here to play football. I care less about all that other.
Did you see the temperature for game day on Sunday?
We playing indoors.
If you were outside, though, how would that affect it?
I don't think the Super Bowl will be in the winter. I mean, we'll be here.
Makes sense. They had it in cold in New York, right?
I don't think the Super Bowl will be here.
Get out. Just that journalist. I felt so bad. You got to get out. You just get out of Dodge. Like, what are you doing? This man does not want to be interviewed.
This shit is terrible.
As soon as he said we indoors, I would have ended the interview immediately. Just been like, all right, thanks, man. Like, he looks
all
like
time.
What's the guy? Was it Young Thug is like, I love cheesecake. I eat cheesecake.
Oh, it's Future.
Like, Future. Yeah, he looked like Future answering those questions. Like, that man just.
He bleed just like I bleed.
Bro, when he said he bleed like I bleed, I was like, oh, this dude a homie. This dude is as real as they come.
What a weapon.
Incredible.
Alshon is incredible, man. That is one of the best interviews at Super Bowl Media Week ever.
Oh, that's up there with Marshawn Lynch for sure.
Oh, it's so funny.
For
sure. Super Bowl is going to be a blast. We're going to cover it extensively on Wednesday night show, especially with our anniversary and everything. We got some big things planned. Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. You don't want to miss it. But pitch shifting from the gridiron to the basketball court. It's brought to you by our friends at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. Guys, protect your eyes when you're watching the Super Bowl this year. Get your Blue Light Plus glasses from Tomahawk Shades. Get your sunglasses. You know, it's February. And DJ and I both have this take, Pitts. I want to see if you have this take as well, since you're outdoors a lot for your day job. Sunglasses are just as, if not more important, in the wintertime than they are in the summer.
Oh, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Because the sun is stronger and you're cold. You're not...
And it's beaming off of everything.
Yeah.
You need sunglasses in the winter.
You do. And... as someone who works outside a lot, I would say 70% of the people I see on a daily basis are wearing sunglasses with their winter hats and scarves all bundled up because they're warm and the sun's keeping them warm too, but that doesn't work with your eyes. You need some reflection there to help it. So
go to tomahawkshades.com, check out the best small batch eyewear in the game. It's cheaper and better quality, quite honestly, than those other big name brands. You're going to get it for a fraction of the price. Plus, with our promo code USP at checkout, you get a whopping 25% off at checkout. Is no brainer. TomahawkShades.com. Use code USP for 25% off your order. Pitt's the Sixers. They are continuing to do the damn thing. Anniversary episode's going to be a blast because that night the Sixers are in Boston playing the Celtics, so we'll be enemies that night. But right now the Sixers, as it stands, 2 games back of first place in the East, in third place because the Bucks just have played more games, so they have a 1 game. They're tied in the loss column, 2 back in the win column, but they're 1 back in the loss column from the Celtics. Which is insane to think about from where the Sixers were early this season to where they are now. Trade deadline is on Thursday, so we'll see if any trades go down. Sixers don't seem to be too involved in the trade market. We did, when we were recording earlier, we saw Kyrie Irving traded to the Mavericks, so he's off the Nets now, which is helpful for the Sixers. It's helpful for the Celtics.
Helpful. It's helpful for the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I mean that if
Kyrie's completely out of the East, so we don't even have to worry about it now.
I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore, and I know you don't either. So
that helps both of our teams in essence. Just staying atop of the Eastern Conference right now. The Sixers in their last 10, 9-1 in their last 10. They had a phenomenal showing in San Antonio. Fly the process from the rights to Ricky Sanchez. We're out there. Brett Brown because he's now an assistant coach with the Spurs, bought everybody a beer.
That's incredible.
Which is phenomenal. Did an Eagles chant with everybody. He said that Philadelphia will be his home once he's done coaching for good. Like, his house is there. His kids live there. His son's playing basketball at Penn next year. So Brett Brown, Philly guy, even though he's the main guy. Main guy to Philly guy. That's the pipeline, everybody.
He was Maine?
Brett. Yeah, Brett's from Maine. Like, that's where he's born.
Do you know where specifically, or just how?
I can tell you right now.
Because I go to Maine monthly for my Limitless Wrestling shows. We're also
he's from South Portland.
Oh, all right. That's right where we go. That's right where I go.
I love Brett. I love Brett. He is that dude. Will forever be one of my favorite coaches to ever come through Philly. But yeah, I mean, Sixers are balling right now. I'm going to the game on the 15th, so we'll have some fun coverage there from the stands when they play the Cavs. So that'll be a lot of fun. But the Sixers schedule coming up looks like this. As we record this on Sunday, they play at the Garden, Madison Square Garden, against the Knicks. And then they are at the TD Garden on Wednesday.
Real Garden, baby.
Against the Celtics. And then the Knicks come to Philly on Friday, February 10th, so the day after the trade deadline. And then the Sixers go to Brooklyn, the Kyrie Irving-less Brooklyn Nets, on Saturday, February 11th. Then the Rockets come to town to kick off a 5-game homestand to end the month of February for the Sixers, where it's the Rockets, the Cavs, which I'll be at that game, the Memphis Grizzlies, which that should be a very fun game.
That'll be a good game. That'll be a fun game, too.
That'll be a lot of fun. February 25th, Celtics come to Philly. And then February 27th, Miami Heat in Philadelphia to wrap up the month of February. So it's going to be a fun, nice little challenge here for the Sixers. Some quality playoff teams in the mix here in February. And, as we inch closer and closer, like before we know it's going to be playoff season for the NBA, which is insane. But yeah, I'm excited to see kind of just, the way this continues to trend. Doc Rivers, coach of the month for the month of January.
I mean, man, when you're 9-1 at this point, I mean, that's pretty hot. Even the Celtics have been just kind of.
We talked about it, you and I, on the show when it happened. I said the best thing Doc Rivers could have done was his whole plan to have different starting lineups depending on matchups. And ever since that happened, things have been clicking for the 76ers.
Bro, Doc Rivers knows, man. That's why he's a championship coach. Like, I'm a big fan of Doc Rivers. Okay, I know you, Philly.
He's been much better. I'll say that he's been much better the last month and a half. Like, I'll say since Christmas, Doc has been way, way better in coaching decisions in game and just lineup wise and everything. I think he's been a much more effective coach.
He's a great people guy. That's why I love Doc Rivers. He's very good at managing the players, and that's something that coaches struggle with, where he's very good at player relations. So
the Sixers at it tonight against the Knicks as we record this on Sunday. So hopefully they keep this win streak going. And then Pitts, did you see the NHL All-Star game? Kevin Hayes and Johnny Gaudreau reunited.
I saw clips yesterday, or I was watching a little bit of the 3-on-3, and I like that format. Dickie and I were talking about it, that it's one of the smartest things the NHL could have done with their All-Star weekend, because it's like the Pro Bowl. It's one of those sports where if you go out and have like a real game and the intensity and stuff, like someone's going to get hurt for no reason. And you just don't want that for an All-Star game. So you have to do some sort of fun way. And the 3-on-3 version of it is perfect, especially the way they do it with breaking up in the divisions. It's so nice. I think it's and they brought back the skills competition. That's the most fun, because they can do nonsense on the ice. It's incredible.
It was cool to see those guys reunited. Obviously, Johnny Hockey, South Jersey guy.
BC guy.
South Jersey. Gloucester Catholic. Shout out to Johnny Hockey. But in lieu of games happening this week, Patty Pitts, we've got your power rankings. It's brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack. Guys, there's no better way to upgrade your fantasy smack talk than with our friends at Trophy Smack. They've got trophies, they've got belts, they've got rings. They've got the most gigantic belt known to man that they only made 40 of. That was available for a limited time. Don't know if it's still available as of this recording. But they've got metal wall art. They've got last place awards like the golden toilet seat. You guys can go to trophysmack.com/underground and upgrade your fantasy smack talk today. Get ready for fantasy baseball, fantasy hockey's, middle of the season, fantasy basketball. I'm sure people are playing fantasy lacrosse. And get ready for fantasy football season. There's no better way to get ahead of things for 2023 than with our friends at Trophy Smack. So go to trophysmack.com/underground. Pitts, you're going to do a power rankings based on the Pro Bowl.
Yes. And I'm looking right now.
The Pro Bowl games.
There's only 8 events.
So in lieu of the, I think you go with your 10-9 since they're not participating. I think it's the Chiefs and the Eagles.
We'll go Eagles at 9, Chiefs at 10.
So there it is. So I'm going to give Pitsy the floor in just a moment. And once that music hits, we'll have Pat Pitts' Pro Bowl games power rankings brought to you by Trophy Smack in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, it's the champ here. Double champ right now, Patty Pitts, with your power rankings of the NFL Pro Bowl weekend. All right, so we got at obviously 10, we have the Chiefs and Eagles at 9 because, they would like to be there and the players would like to be there, but there's more important things on the docket. Fun happens in March for them. So at number 8, I'm looking at the list right now. I'm not going to lie, lightning round, it was cool, but it's just you can do a lot more with it. There's better events there that you can do than a lightning round. I mean, let's think about virtual stuff now. I'm going to go at number 7. Longest drive. Why not? I think it was a good event. It did well, but I would rather the longer, the old skills competition they used to do when Antoine Randall was the passer, stuff like that. I think they should do more of that. What's the next one? Gridiron Gauntlet at 6. That was pretty cool. Gridiron Gauntlet at 6. 7-on-7 flag football. I'm going to put it at 5 because that's the way it should be. That's really the way it should be for the Pro Bowl is flag football. Because, yes, you can still have that football element. It's just about the physicality of it. You get the showmanship of it, which everyone loves to see, and it makes for great social media content as well. Number 4, as my phone goes, what are we doing here? Number 4, I'm going to go with the best catch first round because those catches were sick. And then at 3, we'll go the finale because, I mean, the finale is always better than the appetizer. At number 2, what's the precision passing? I love precision passing. And anytime I get to see that happen, it's so good. It's so incredible how accurate they really are when you take out the game and like stuff like that. And then number 1, dude, tic-tac-toe should be a nonsense sport. All right, imagine it's like one of the most innovative things that I don't understand how it's not a mini game in Madden yet. And the fact that you get to have kickers doing this, that should be your incentive every start of the season if you're a kicker, to be a Pro Bowl kicker so that you can participate in tic-tac-toe, because it takes everything from your mind down to your foot, and that's how we end things there.
So run through the gauntlet again, Pitts.
We're going to go
10 through
Chiefs
1
at
for
10,
the people.
Chiefs at 10, 9 Eagles, lightning round at 8, longest drive at 7, gridiron classic, I think it was, a gridiron gauntlet, at 6, 7 on 7 flag football, starting out the top 5. Best catch start and finale at 4 and 3. 2 was the precision passing, and then number 1 was tic-tac-toe by far.
And that is your Pat Pitts Pro Bowl Games edition of his Power Rankings, brought to you by our friends at Trophy Smack. I like it. We got to find a way to get McAvoy and Jake in the longest drive.
Yes, somehow we got to get them in there. Good crossover.
Apparently, I got the ESPN notification that Jalen Ramsey leveled Tyreek Hill after a lateral from Devontae Adams at the Pro Bowl games.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, I think, Pro Bowl's still a little gimmicky. They're figuring out ways to enhance it. Eli and Peyton being involved, I think, is fun.
Very smart. It was very smart of them to do that. But it's one of those things. You gotta work it out. It's an old tradition that was pretty much buried, and you have to revive that. So it's gonna be a challenge, but I'm excited to see the journey.
So that is your power rankings. We're heading into our anniversary. 5 years on the interwebs that started with the foundation of good old St. Nick Super Bowl 52 dub. And we sat in front of a webcam on Facebook for an hour and talked about the Eagles season, and here we are. We're 5 years into this thing, just about Tuesday, our 5-year anniversary. And it's going to be a lot of fun on Wednesday with our show, as we got some fun surprises in store for our anniversary show. 5 years is nothing to sneeze at, ladies and gents. Not a lot of podcasts last even 3 episodes. So for us to be at 505 and 5-year anniversary be 506, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
Pretty neat.
Pretty neat, dog. It's awesome.
And I mean, going into year 5, we have some amazing content plans involving yourself. I'm sure you're excited.
Cool.
We'll be announcing that pretty soon.
Yeah, that's got to be announced.
We got some other content coming up down the pipeline over the next few months, so stay tuned for all that. Make sure you guys follow us on the socials at UndergroundPHI, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. Follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts, at Pitsy35 on Instagram. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast feed. Pretty please. If there's one thing you do this week going into the Super Bowl, subscribe to the podcast feed. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's in our link tree in all of our social media pages. Just click that link in our bio. It brings you to everything. Smash that subscribe button. It really does help the show continue to grow. Leave a 5-star review. Tell your friends to subscribe. We're trying to get to 300 5-star reviews. We're pretty close. Let's get there before the Super Bowl. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's where you get full video episodes of this podcast twice a week with myself, with Matt, and then with Pitsy on the weekends. Weekend at Pitsy's. put it on a shirt.
That's Underground Studios waiting to happen.
You get full video episodes of every podcast on our network. You get shorts, clips, live streams, original content. It's all on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. We are currently, at the end of this episode, at 374 subscribers. Let's get to 400 before the Super Bowl kicks off. That is our goal. Let's get there. youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon, comment down below your excitement for the Super Bowl. And make sure you guys go get your merch from our friends at PHI Apparel Company. Use code underground at phiapparel.co, and you get 10% off any and all merch. That's how they know that we sent you as well. Go get your big game shirts and hoodies as well. They are fuego. I can't wait to see yours, Pitts.
I'm so excited to wear mine. I'm very excited to get my.
It's going to be a conversation piece. If you're going to a party on Sunday, people are going to be like, "Yo, where'd you get that shirt, bro?"
Yeah, they're gonna be asking me, where did you get that? And I'm like, well, I went down to the underground, picked it up. Our great apparel company got it for me because they're great guys. They're nice people, so I had to reward them there.
So this has been episode number 505. Big thank you to our sponsors who make this show happen. Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland. But this has been episode number 505 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. For Pitsy, KB, it's Go Birds. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for our anniversary show and Super Bowl 57 preview. But until then, we are signing off.